This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Rachel Fife.
Well, welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Now, are you looking for a certified Reiki master or an organic esthetician or even an intuitive coach? Well, that person and individual is closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Kerry Walker-Collins, with Mystic Reiki and Wellness. Now, Kerry, how is it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Now, I'd love to hear about your business. So tell us about Reiki, Mystic Reiki and Wellness.
Well, Mystic Reiki and Wellness is in downtown Laguna Beach. Been there for many years. And actually, it's always been in Laguna Beach. I started doing this in 2007 in South Laguna at the hospital.
Okay. And can you kind of expand a little bit about the services and stuff you offer?
Sure. I started in medical skincare. So that's where the organic facials and the organic esthetician comes from. I quickly then learned Reiki once I got hands-on and realized that a little bit more was going on in my sessions than I had anticipated when I became an esthetician. And Reiki is a beautiful healing modality that is great for everything. I can't even list out all the things that we've worked on over the years with Reiki, but it is immensely important, especially in this day and age with the amount of stress and outside influence that we have to really do the inside healing portion of it. So when I combine the two modalities and do skincare and Reiki together, it really sets the service apart as far as being able to work with the skin and the energy that's going on inside of your body. So people really enjoy that. And then the intuitive coaching piece, that occurred because my Reiki sessions started needing to be longer and longer because I was finding that people wanted to come in and really talk about what was going on in their lives. And there's a lot of intuitive influence and kind of messaging that I am able to receive through that. And so I realized that separating out those sessions and having them over phone or Zoom, kind of like what we're doing right now, is really beneficial. So that's where the three main services were kind of born.
All right. Now, I maybe expand, like, how did you get into this kind of business and brought you onto this path?
Well, originally, how far back should I go? Look at our watches. Originally, I had a career change, essentially, that was not planned either in that 2007 because I had an entire life change. I had a near-death experience, and that pivoted my entire world. So in order to kind of shift everything that was going on, I went back to school and became an esthetician. It wasn't supposed to be my stop. That wasn't where I was ending. It was just what I was doing for the time being. Became an esthetician and got my first job working for a physician. And it was there that somebody was asking me if I was doing Reiki on them before I was. So I had a pretty heavy meditation practice. I was doing a lot of yoga and spiritual work at that time. And I was starting to realize that the patients I was working on of his were not necessarily protocol. So I was already having to kind of separate out and using a lot of intuition on what was going to be best for them. So it was a really short amount of time. It was about 6 months before I ended up taking Reiki classes myself, never having had a session. Now I've had thousands, of course, but I didn't know what it was at all when I was starting off. It really, really resonated with me and I was led to that. And then that ended up kind of taking over the medical practice. So I was doing a lot of Reiki on all the doctors. He was actually a surgeon that trained physicians from all over the world. So we were showing him everything we were doing. So he ended up becoming very integrative as far as we were doing Reiki pre or post-op on his patients. And it just took over. And it's great for so many things, which I'm sure I'll be able to talk about today with these questions. But so that's essentially what happened. And I think it was about 5 years later that I ended up having my son and branched out on my own. And that's when Mystic Reiki and Wellness happened.
Wonderful. Well, what do you think are some myths or misconceptions in your industry?
I think mostly that it's new age, or kind of lumped in with the new age development. I think that can hold some people back from doing it. I think people just automatically assume that it has some type of spiritual practice attached to it, and it doesn't. Reiki has no dogma attached to it, meaning that it's just completely neutral in that aspect. So we should be working with anyone of any religion. It shouldn't be breaching any of that for them. And I feel like that's the biggest misconception, is that it kind of gets lumped into that other section. That it's really not. It's more independent than that. In fact, it's widely recognized now in the medical field. So it's becoming more and more mainstream, which I'm very happy about. But I think that's the biggest part.
Wow. Well, now we know marketing is the heart of every business. So how are you finding your patients?
Yeah, so I have never really marketed a whole lot in the 20 years. Yeah, I'm grateful for Google. That's definitely, I seem to come up pretty quickly when you're Googling Reiki in Orange County, and definitely Reiki in Laguna Beach. And other than that, it's really word of mouth. So I depend on those testimonials and people talking about what their outcomes have been in the sessions and their experiences. And that's what seems to have worked the best for me.
Wonderful. Now, have you ever thought about doing your own podcast?
I have not. I've been on a lot of podcasts over the years, but I have not thought about doing my own.
Okay, now outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I have a 13-year-old, almost 14-year-old eighth grader that I am homeschooling. He's in a hybrid homeschool situation, so that's not a lot, but it does take up a lot of time these days. And that started about 5 years ago. But other than that, we live in San Juan Capistrano, which is beautiful. And we walk the trails, and we're out in nature, and walking my 2 beautiful German Shepherds is pretty much what we've been doing a lot of lately.
I love it. Well, Kerry, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Mystic Reiki and wellness.
I think to remember about Mystic Reiki and wellness is that it's not just the average wellness center, that's for sure. When you come in, my clients want to stay. There's a beautiful waiting room that's a couch, and it just sort of, you just want to live in there in that space, and you're welcome to. We don't rush our clients in and out. We take our time with everything that's going on. We're really working with the whole person, inside and out. And we really, truly, we really care. All of the girls that work with me and myself, we really, really pride on how we can be of the best service to each individual client that's coming in.
That's wonderful. Well, how can our listeners learn more about Mystic Reiki and wellness?
You can follow me on Instagram, and it's at Mystic Reiki, or you can go to mysticreiki.com, and all of our events, we have a couple great events coming up before the end of the year, and services are all listed out. All of our amazing skincare products, everything that we use, we have up there available for all of our clients to also see and purchase.
Wonderful. Well, Kerry, I really appreciate you being on the show, and we wish you and your business the really very, very best moving forward.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnporangecounty.com. That's gnporangecounty.com, or call 714-941-8862.
Okay.
I'm still here. You want me to stay to the end?
Stay here.